My name is Pritzl, and this is my story. I was a Division I athlete going into my first year of college. I had a 4.0 GPA, and I was head over heels in love. My testimony is about how I was stripped of these identities and found beauty in a time of brokenness. Like I said, I played D1 soccer for the first year of college. I started as a freshman, was one out of a handful in the country to start at my position and play every game. Academically, I was doing great. I was flourishing in my studies. I had a fairy tale relationship with my boyfriend. My whole life was built on the idea that if I'm just good enough at soccer, then I'll be worthy, or if I just have a perfect relationship, then I'll be worthy enough. All of my worth was bound up in how I performed as an athlete or a student, and even at times being a girlfriend to someone. This all changed on November 2nd, 2015. In the last game of the season, my head collided with the ground, resulting in a concussion along with other underlying complications. Undergoing multiple procedures, intensive therapy, and even an emergency trip to the ER. All the while struggling to keep a long-distance relationship alive. I was defeated, hurting, and lost. My career as an athlete was over. Everything I had built myself up on had vanished. I felt worthless. If I couldn't leave a dark room, how could I be an athlete? And if I couldn't be an athlete, how could I afford school? Without my boyfriend, who would love me? I felt helpless and broken. I had tested it all, the prestige of being an athlete, being a good student, and having a relationship. In the end, they all fell apart. Athletics in school were temporary. The boy who I thought was perfect was just as broken as me. I finally dropped to my knees and cried out to the Lord. God, if what I've heard about you is true and that you are love, help me. Then Jesus mercifully stepped in. To the world, I had become nothing, but Jesus saw me as everything. He saw me as beautiful even when broken, and he promises to make us new. I started spending time in the Bible, reading his truth. I feel like most people believe that to be a Christian, you have to be perfect, but it's quite the opposite. He wants you to come with your broken and hurting, frustrated with questions. Jesus came to be there for the brokenhearted. If you feel defeated, remember who Jesus is. He came to be perfect so that you wouldn't have to. He already won so that you don't have to keep trying to prove your worth. My identity is no longer tied to the things of this world that will fall apart, but in him. I am who he says I am. I am a chosen daughter, and he will never forsake me.